Ladies and gentlemen, when the ICBMs are flying above and they're about to reach their destination above us, God forbid, and the $100 in your pocket is worth the price of one Tic Tac, and we will have lived through, or we're living in a Waterworld, Mad Max, dystopian nightmare. I'll say one thing. I'll say at least we don't have Trump's tweets. At least we can, usher in a new era of global warming where everyone's glowing. And you want to talk about the end of the planet. WW3 because mashed potato brains did something. We don't know what. This is only the first inning in a long ball game. At least we won't have Trump's tweets. The offensive tweets. We had record low unemployment. We had wages that were increasing. Before democratic states decided to tank their societies and economies, we had good things. We had fantastic things. Hippie Crusher, hello. Eric, H526, Luke St. Martin. Thank you so very much, ladies and gentlemen. To my super chat, thank you. I can't do this without you. To my super chat, thank you so very much. We are so close to 200,000, but 184,000 subs. I will show you right now the back end. That's what I'm talking about. And I can tell you right now we have 183,980 subscribers, and I'm doing it the hard way. And it's all you. Like, the people watching and the upload, there's a super thanks, but the best thing you could do for the channel is simply, by the way, CMW, thank you for your super thanks. And Jean-Louis, thank you for your super thanks. And Roger Rabbit, thanks as always. The super thanks is right next to the like and the share buttons. Below the screen, the video. But we have 183,980 subs. If you tell a friend this week about this channel, we'll get to 200,000 easily. But if everybody here tells one or two people, hey, you know what? There's this somewhat annoying but interesting person on YouTube. His name is H.A. Goodman. Try him out. It's fun. He does impressions. And I was just published in the Jerusalem Post. The article will be below in the pinned comment. Democrats will turn on Fauci by 2022. I actually didn't know I was published weeks back, and I should have checked, but I pitched it I love the Jerusalem Post. It's a fantastic publication. And it's a great source of news, not only for Israel, but also the Middle East and around the world. So, and the opinion is fantastic. So they published my latest article, first published article in a little bit, and I'm just very thankful. If you want to read my writing on the Hill, the Huffington Post, Salon, the Jerusalem Post, and other publications, go to hagoodman.com. Ladies and gentlemen, has there been a president, Bush was the worst president of all time, but even he was strategery. I can't, our adversaries, I can't. I used to be able to do it. They were engaged in strategery. He was cognizant of what was going on around him, even though he destroyed everything he touched. Bush was cognizant. Do you think that our mashed potato brains, beloved president, knows what is going on? This is a serious question. I'm not being mean when I say this. Eric H526, Luke St. Martin, everybody here. Insubordinate, everyone here, read. Mark, do you think that he knows what's going on? Does he know what's going on? Does he know where he is? Does he know where he is? Does he know what's like what his job is? Does he know he's president? These are basic questions. Like, you could say whatever you want about Trump. He was a leader. You didn't like his leadership? Fine. He was so much of a leader that there was a resistance. There's no resistance. You couldn't form a resistance against Biden because you don't even know what he stands for. And you don't know what he's up to. You don't know what he wants. You don't know if he knows what he wants. You don't know if he knows what he's doing. Does he know that he is president? Let's start with the basics. Does he know that he's president? I don't know if he knows he's president. Does he know? Then does he understand that there are consequences to just spiting Trump? Like, they didn't abide by a negotiated deal that would have given us time to leave. It's not a matter of leaving. It's not a matter of the country falling. It's a matter of how everything took place. We didn't have to. We have Americans being beaten by the T in that country. We have Americans being beaten by the T. Okay? Lori, hello. BRX95, hello. Tammy, hello. Even Mr. Strategery, our adversaries, mission accomplished. Oh, man, I can't do it. Laura and I were looking at our adversaries and Strategery. I can't do it. Even Mr. Strategery knew what he was doing, which was what Cheney told him to do. Well, I guess that it's follow the leader, but we don't know who Cheney is. That's the problem. Strategery. Our adversaries, Strategery. We don't know who is telling Mashed Potato what to do. Who is feeding him first? Who is feeding him, and what are they feeding him? Time for your tapioca. Have a nice little tapioca. Nice, just your Jello pudding. What is he like? What is going on with, like, wouldn't be prudent? That's George Herbert Walker. Saddam Hussein wouldn't be prudent. Saddam has crossed a red line, wouldn't be prudent. I used to do a good Michael Dukakis imitation. Michael Dukakis always spoke like this. Never spoke a sentence more than three words at a time. Anyway. What is the man eating? What is he doing? What intelligence reports is it like in crayon? These are like the emperor truly has no clothes now, because all the intelligence agencies are like, oh, we told him that the country would fall. He didn't do anything about it. We told him, sir, we told you the country would fall. Yeah, we knew that. You imbeciles, you complete imbeciles. We knew that. We always knew that. You know who else knew that? The Soviets. You know who else knew that? The French. We learned in Vietnam. We know this. We knew it's not about the country falling. It's about, why didn't you dream stop? The question is, why wouldn't it stop a million times? That's the question I should be asking. Dale, he thinks he's playing shuffleboard in the Andromeda Galaxy. Strategery. Our adversaries. I have a message for every adversary. Bring it. Don't sing it, bring it. Bring it on. Bring it on. Strategeroony. Benny V406. Every time you say mashed potato brains, Benny 406. But seriously, what is mashed potato brains thinking? Why? I was actually reading a long time ago one of the history. It was a history book on the Civil War, and Lincoln and Jefferson Davis, neither of them were popular. Well, Jefferson Davis was definitely not popular towards the end, obviously, but it was a Southern paper that said, "Why, Lord, have you given us this abomination?" Something along those lines. Like, why God, have you cursed us with this man? And so my thing is, why? H.A. Goodman be like LL Cool J, didn't do it and doing it and doing it, doing it and doing it and doing it well. Roger Rabbit. Here's my backseat of my Jeep. Here's my, come on now. Benny V406, Roger Rabbit. And I love CNN, Roger Rabbit and Benny. They're like, could this, why Afghanistan might not hurt Biden in the end? The next one will be, why the planet imploding into a billion pieces might not hurt Biden in the end. They're in complete denial. Do you understand? They're in complete denial. They're in complete and utter denial. Roger Rabbit, thank you. Deflating atheism, hello. Benny 406, Roger Rabbit, thank you so very, very much. Montana, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful state. So, we have Biden, who decided to spite Trump not to withdraw Americans. Taiwan says China wants to emulate the T. Taiwan escalates Afghanistan tiff with Beijing. China dreams of emulating. China Z is forecasting he will invade Taiwan. What could go wrong? What more could go wrong? I mean, it's almost as if we have high inflation. Oh, that's right. As Mark Dice. Oh, that's right. It's almost as if we have soaring crime. Oh, that's right. Biden's America is fantastic. You know those, like, in the Middle Ages, those monks that would, like, beat themselves, or, like, with, like, there's, like, people, like, just beat themselves like that. That's our country now. It's because we have to, like, we have to actually purify ourselves from the sins of Trump's social media, so we have to continue to suffer. Biden. Biden. Help us, empathy, Biden. Come on, man. At least I'm not Trump. Come on, man. He should just go, and his next speech should be, come on now. At least I'm not Trump, man. Come on. I know NPR used to be a truly nonpartisan radio and publication. Now it's a rabid and very programmed, highly biased, and extreme left-leaning organization that, like every other example in media, is an extension of the Democratic Party. He didn't bring home Americans in a methodical manner Because Mashed Potato Brain said, the Orange Menace said we could bring home Americans every month from January to May? No. Democrats said, you mean there's a negotiated deal that the T would allow to bring home Americans from January to May? Well, this is fantastic. Who negotiated it? Oh, it was Trump? Nah, forget it. No, we'd rather have the chaos. No. People falling from. No, we'd rather have that. Who is it? Who negotiated it again? Oh, Trump? Forget it. We would much rather have chaos. And that's what happened. And I'm living the monk life. Erica, hello. We're all living the monk life. Yes. This is unbelievable. Let's put it this way. Biden makes Jimmy Carter look like, they say, Reagan, it's morning in America. and then Biden says, come on, man. Come on. Smell on your brother, man. Come on now. He said it's morning, bringing morning back. We're bringing like 4 a.m. after a drunken stupor and one of Hunter's, late night binges back. Early morning America. It's morning in America. The sun is shining. Now it's like, it's 3 a.m. in America. We were kicked out of the club. Everybody's being invaded. Red Dawn is tomorrow. And the ICBMs are above. It's 3 a.m., 4 a.m. in the morning in America. Hunter just sold his latest art piece. Don't worry. It's totally ethical. We don't know who he sold it to. You see, like, President Z with one of, in the background, one of Hunter's signature pieces. We let everybody know we invaded Taiwan. And then that's Hunter's beautiful artwork in the background. That's Hunter. That's an original Hunter Biden. Oh my god. He has one. I think that if you look at what could happen, I hope and pray. I don't want anything worse to happen for the world. But I don't really see the future as bright. The future is bright for you watching, for me, for your family, my family, your life. It's bright. I'm talking about the world. I'm talking about what could happen that Mashed Potato doesn't know. Endless things could take place. Come on, man. That was 4 days ago, man. Oh, come on. Even George Stephanopoulos, Mr. President, people are being beaten by the T. That was 4 days ago, man. Knock on wood. Come on, man. Oh, there's a time delay, man. It's in Alaska. It's a time delay. That was 5 days ago, man. The quantum time physics. Come on, man. We don't have that. Those are scenes from another time, man. Biden, he's kind of like one of those hippies, like an old hippie that just never stopped smoking. Old, and his brain is like completely fried beyond belief. No. It was 5 days ago. No. Come on. No, it's actually like going on now. That's what's going on now. Come on, man. Paul, hello. So, we have a situation where, we don't know what could happen. Like, we don't know what could happen tomorrow. Taiwan could be invaded next week, next month, next year. Taiwan to China is only 100 miles. To the mainland. So 110 miles. The Taiwan Strait is 110 miles. Okay? And it's like, Erica Kathleen, hello. There are two Ericas here. You look, and it's only 100 miles, and now you have, Beijing and Taipei, and they're escalating words, and it's, what happens? What do we do? We have, national security is a tiny bit more than Facebook ads. That's what they were. The smartest people in the room, because they're such narcissists, had to turn everything into this fantasy world where they're, the Democratic Party was actually, protecting it was national security. That was their, view of national security. Everything was the Russians, they infiltrated. It was a Facebook ad. Oh my God. And it's that was never national security. That was never national security. That had nothing to do with national security. And this is national security. All you had, the biggest test of his presidency, the biggest test of anyone's presidency in the past, since Bush got us there, the Lincoln Project got us there. These people not only have, egg on their faces, but they're like, Trump is to blame for January. Well, the FBI exonerated him, found nothing. And if you want to blame somebody for this disaster, you first look at Biden and say, well, this happened under your watch because you wanted to spite Trump. You didn't want a smooth withdrawal. You didn't want to evacuate people immediately. You wanted to do it in your own timeline because Trump said, okay, we negotiated this deal. We can't have Trump victorious on anything, so everyone else had to suffer. And that's the way it is. The morally superior Democrats, when it was Trump, you voted for this Trump supporter. Your hands, oh, the guilt, oh, the shame. Now, do they say that about themselves? All the scenes of, horror and carnage and, mayhem and chaos, do they say, oh, we voted for this, it's our fault directly? No, of course not. Of course not. They don't look at their decisions in the same manner, in the same way they judge the decisions of others. They're quick to condemn and judge, and not as quick to look in the mirror and say, oh my God, this is what we voted for. All because we didn't like Trump's tweets. Then they say, oh, the adults are finally in charge. No, not the adults. The very petulant unintelligentsia is in charge now. The unintelligentsia. And it's what more could go wrong? The Afghanistan withdrawal, if the economy was good, it would still be horrible. It would still be a catastrophe. It would still be unspeakable. But, Democrats, Biden could say, look, at least the economy is good. At least the economy is good. Look, you know what? At least the economy is good. They can't say that. The economy is not good. They could say, well, at least we survived the public health crisis. It continues to get, according to the media, it never ends. Now you have Phi Beta Kappa, then you have another fraternity, then another fraternity. Oh, you didn't know? Yeah, Zeta Pi. Yeah, this. Oh, I didn't know that. You think maybe? We found out a new one that we didn't know yesterday. So you'll have to hop on one foot, juggle flaming bowling pins, and sing the national anthem with while eating a strawberry shortcake. And if you do that, everything will be fine. Oh, whole new thing. Yeah, Phi Beta Kappa turned into something else, and so you have to do something else. If you disagree with me, Senator Rand, if you disagree with me, it's a big problem. Everything, they're wrong about everything. They're wrong about everything. They're wrong about everything. I guess 80, pretty much. And every time they're wrong, and people are realizing now, they're like, wait, they're not that smart. I could have told you that 4 years ago. I used to be the biggest Bernie Sanders booster on the internet, and this is when I lose half my audience. Turn it off. I used to be the unofficial scribe of Sanders' and most hardcore voters, according to the Washington Post. I told everybody they're not that smart. I told everyone. I said that. And they were national security. These Facebook ads, this is an affront on our democracy. He's taking the Constitution. He's using it for toilet paper. This is, the do you think they care about the Helsinki Conference? Nuts in Pearl Harbor as the Helsinki Conference. How's the Afghanistan withdrawal going? Do you think maybe that's worse than the Helsinki Conference? How about 1 trillion times worse? This is actually alongside Pearl Harbor now. This is not hyperbole. This would be alongside Pearl Harbor, not. You can't compare it because thank God we don't have. Look, there have been reports of people who've lost their lives, but you don't have the massive loss of life. You can't compare it to Pearl Harbor directly, but this is a very defining moment in our nation's history, and it's because of the Lincoln Project people and Biden. And the Bill Kristols of the world who are wrong on literally everything. These people are always wrong, but they always are so overconfident and arrogant that they convince enough people to think that they're right, that they're knowledgeable. They're not knowledgeable. They're not knowledgeable. And it's like, If you're continually wrong, how can you, and especially about grandiose issues, if you're continually wrong about decisions that affect the entire planet. If you're continually wrong about decisions that affect the entire planet, why do people still listen to you? Why do people listen to the Lincoln Project? You could look at how they've gone after veterans, how they've disparaged veterans, and you have morally superior Hollywood liberals retweeting them. These people, they're all ignorant of history. They lack a basic understanding. If you think Trump was a despot, what do you think of Biden? Do you think that he is cognizant of what's even going on? The one thing I could say about Biden is maybe you can't compare him to a despot because he doesn't have the willpower, or he doesn't have the understanding of where he is at the moment. And then they compared Trump to every authoritarian. It's like, no, those people aren't known for prison reform legislation and removing Americans from never-ending counterinsurgency conflicts. And Trump had to bring home Americans. You cannot leave American soldiers there and keep them as chess pieces. There's zero correlation between Germany and Japan. Zero. I heard one rebuttal in the comments section the other day. Well, they were the main combatants, not the governments, not the new governments after 1945. And the reason we had soldiers there is because of the Soviet Union. Soviet Union doesn't exist. This was a completely different ballgame. The T, the organization that I'll just call the T, they had all the cards from the beginning. They were going to stay there forever. It's their land. And the Soviets, couldn't take control of the country. There's no way to. There's just no way to. There's never been a successful counterinsurgency conflict. There's certain people that I listen to, and I think they're good, they're intelligent, but they're like, oh, well, we should have left people there, and it wasn't that big of a cost. Yeah, it's a big cost, because at any moment, God forbid, our soldiers could be overrun. Why would you put them in that situation? Why? We don't put soldiers. You can't put soldiers in a situation where they could be overrun by the enemy. You can't do that. Why would you do that? Just as a chess piece, a chess piece is an inanimate object made of metal or porcelain or ivory or whatever. You can't utilize a human being in that manner. That's what President Obama did. He sent Americans off just to spite the Russians. It's like, well, that's not helping anybody. Now you're going to see a situation where we're probably going to be tested. Now, we don't have to respond with, I'm not saying tested in terms of our military capabilities. I'm not even saying tested in terms of our resolve. Things like resolve and our, we're going to be tested just to see how mashed potato responds. Because it's not mashed potato. It's the it's others around him but we didn't elect the others around him. So it's like, and if the others around him are making the decisions, God help us. I might even would rather have mashed potato. I don't know, because they're like, we want the T to be inclusive. Do you promise? Yeah, of course. Do you promise to respect women? Yeah, of course. Who doesn't? What? Are you even asking? What? That's an insult to even ask us. Of course we respect. What are you talking about? You've never seen respect. Just go, please. Leave. We're getting impatient. Will you promise to have an inclusive government? Yes. What are you talking about? You've never seen inclusivity. You've never seen it before. Trust us. We're the most inclusive. You have no idea. How inclusive we'll be. Come on. These are the people that our State Department, Blinky and mashed potato. I mean, everything is like public relations. It's just public relations. That's all it is, public relations. They care only about public relations. If it sounds good. Well, do you promise to be inclusive? Of course, yeah, why not? They care about inclusivity. They don't care about national security. This was an issue, had you simply evacuated people in January, But they couldn't do that. They could not give Trump the victory. They could not give Trump the victory. They could not do it. They couldn't simply say, you know what, we don't like Trump, but we're just going to abide by his negotiated deal because it's the most prudent and the most effective way to save the lives of Americans. Strategy. Oh, I'm almost getting it now. George W. Bush. Strategy. Laura and I were talking about our adversaries. Bring it, don't sing it. Bring it, don't sing it. Strategy. I think that, unfortunately, you have a situation where we're asleep at the wheel, and we don't have a president, good or bad. We don't have a president to lead us. They cared more about Trump's personality than the fact that he was actually aware and cognizant of what was going on. They cared more about Paul, hello. They cared more about public relations, social media. Like, you've noticed, like, Trump is banned from social media. And hi, Timothy Lewis. Oh, this is Mitch McConnell. Impeachment of Trump. I mean, Biden. Did I say Trump? I totally would never. I'd never dishonor my favorite president, Trump. They care more about Trump's social media presence. That's like national security then. Talking about Hunter's emails was national security because the Russians could have. Everything now, do we see how absurd the last 4 years have been? Everything was related to Russia and Facebook ads and Twitter, and everything was related to nonsense. We had it really good. Now, unfortunately, I hope that's not the case. I think our country is going to be tested, and we don't have to respond with military force. I think we'd have to respond with a president that could exhibit leadership based on his decades of experience. Do we have that person? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think baked potato, mashed potato. I don't even know. I think at this point he's baked potato. Or potatoes au gratin. I don't know. But mashed potato brains, I don't think either one can do that at this point. We're going to head on out in about 10 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. Kind of running out of steam. Rin London, hello. Mr. Barlow, hello, thank you. Rin, thank you for becoming a member. Rin London, thank you. Thank you. Mr. Barlow, hello. Thank you so very much, Mr. Barlow. All right, let's type in Biden. Joe Biden. Come on, man. Dan Bongino calls for Joe Biden's resignation. Everyone's calling for it. I love that. Trump slams Biden for Afghanistan withdrawal during Alabama rally appearance. And Trump is right. Like, nobody has been exonerated more. Trump has had, like, his image has been bolstered. Like, the FBI found no evidence of any type of plot to overtake the country. It's like, oh my God, they were drunk with the left, and Democrats and media were like completely inebriated with the belief that, their political ideals or their electoral chances were tied to directly to national security. And we always knew that wasn't the case, but it's like, now we know what true national security issues are. Now we know what actually none of this happened with Trump. We didn't have the inflation, the crime, or any of it. Erica Snowden, thank you. Most intelligent member, thank you. Rin London, welcome to Most Intelligent Viewer. Thank you so very, very much. Thank you. Erica, Rin, thank you so very, very much. Greatly appreciated. Good night, Roger Rabbit. Good night. Thank you. Now we know. Now we know what, and this, by the way, is with every conceivable advantage. This is with every conceivable advantage, And then you have the Atlantic. Will Biden's Afghanistan response affect midterms? Yeah. Yes. The Atlantic. The Atlantic is actually, the New York Times and the Washington Post are more objective than the Atlantic. The Daily Beast and BuzzFeed and Vox, they are more objective than the Atlantic. The Atlantic, I'm telling you, is probably, every article is written by, they might as well have writers directly from the Democratic National Committee working for them. They might as well. How Biden broke NATO. This is the Wall Street Journal. All right. All this stuff, though, the chaotic Afghan withdrawal has shocked and angered U.S. allies. Okay. U.S. allies. This is the whole thing with U.S. allies. You're part of NATO. You're lucky. If you're part of NATO, technically we'll come to your defense, and we have nuclear weapons, but whatever, that's the whole thing. The whole our allies are upset. So what? The Democrats would keep bringing up our allies. You shouldn't care. You should do what's good for your country, not for your allies, your country. They have to do what's good for their country. And that's fine. Unbelievable. Mark, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I am running out of steam. I will be back tomorrow, obviously. Trump is right to demand the resignation of... Trump is right to demand Biden's resignation. I'll leave it at that. Give me your thoughts below. We're almost there. Almost to 200,000 subs, ladies and gentlemen. Tell your friends. My article, my opinion piece in the Jerusalem Post will be below. Please go ahead and share it. And, ladies and gentlemen, Luke St. Martin, Eric H526, thank you. Thanks, everybody. To my super chat, thank you. To my new members, thank you so very much.